Peace and love spread throughout the ether. Did you know America was founded in 1492? But before 1492, hundreds of native nations already stayed in America. But as we know, in 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Here's some things they don't tell you. Well, the truth is, in 1492, people colonized here in America. Who were the colonizers? The Europeans, the French, and the Spaniards. The Spanish expanded in the 1500s. You want to take a guess where they expanded? If you said Florida, you was right. That's why a lot of people down there speak Spanish. And the Spaniards set up their systems of labor and religion. In 1607, the Europeans settled in Jamestown. They did the same thing. They set up their religion, set up their labor laws. Now I'm going to jump to the 1700s, but know that there was many wars fought between this time. In 1776, the U.S. government inherited European systems. Between 1785 and 1830, over 100 treaties were signed between the natives and the Europeans, mostly for land. Spain had Florida, England had Virginia, France had Louisiana. And to this day, you can go to Louisiana and people still speak French. Now, in 1803, France was going broke, and Napoleon had to sell his portion of the U.S. This was called the Louisiana Purchase. Now, all these treaties were put in place for the natives, but of course, the colonizers broke them. In the 1830s, they started removing these people from their lands. In 1830, you had the Indian Removal Act. This act was to remove all natives from the southeastern side of the United States. Many natives, like the Cherokee, the Choctaw, Sioux, they were forced out of their land and had to move west or convert to this new religion. Leaving their land, this became known as the Trail of Tears. In 1887, there was a Dawes Act. Basically, all those natives who had got kicked out of their land could now be purchased by non-natives. In 1890, there was the Wounded Knee Massacre. This was considered the major end of the native resistance. In the 1900s, it was time to restore, baby. In the 1900s, they created boarding schools and erased all the natives' history. They even told people you can't even speak in their language. Native children were definitely taken away from their families. It wasn't until 1934 where they had the Indian Reorganization Act, where they allowed some natives to rebuild their government according to 1950 to 1970. You had the termination era, where most native communities lost their federal statuses and their resources. So the colonizers, Spain, Europe, and France, came to Virginia, Florida, and Louisiana. Now, the natives losing their land wasn't one major event. It was a lot of events collectively as a whole, from legal systems, disease, warfare, forced removal, treaties, and economic expansion for over 500 years. This is how the natives lost their land. Peace and love. Love all y'all.